squeezing near 2:32 a.m. on 222, and we just took High Volt's light fighter path, and then I had to go research the Soul Gem. I know what it does now definitively, I believe, and I will tell you when we get to that point in this upgrade path. So the way I like to do these, Skylander Tutor works out great because we basically buy life in Shining Armor now. Then if we hate it, we can switch back to Light Fighter. We don't have to rebuy it like we've had to do in the past, so it's very, very worthwhile in my opinion. And it also keeps me from needing to go out and buy 2 of everything because I can just switch at will. So that said, Light Fighter, not really that great of a path in my opinion. I still like High Volt. I don't mind him down the path, but I'm thinking that this one might be better for us.
Are you ready?
Alright, so what we do here for Skylander Tutor, I think I have enough cash. I think it's like 5,200. Will it tell us the price? No. I think it's 5,200. I have the math somewhere. But we're going to press Y to change upgrade path. You see it down there. So Light Fighter, obviously what we just took. Again, first 2 attacks are related to the tertiary. Final attack increased critical hit, which was plus 10. Although that basically means nothing to me. Coming down here, Light and Shining Armor. This is a path we're going to take. It's the path I think I will prefer, so we'll hope that's the case. But the first 2 are again related to the tertiary attack, and then after that, instead of critical hit, we get a health boost. So how much health, we'll wait and find out, but I'm pretty sure this will be the better path for me. It's interesting though, and I kind of feel like it might have been a deal. Maybe they're rushed or something, or don't have time. The Soul Gem is okay. It's not overpowering by any means. It's kind of functional. You know, if you like get near death, you can just block and kind of restore your health if you have to. The problem I have is the primary attack, and then really the secondary attack past the added ability of the Soul Gem is never touched on either path, and that is pretty unfortunate. And actually I wouldn't have mind seeing both of them expanded, although I will say it would have been nice if we had the 2 paths, top being the primary. Okay, it has 2 dedicated to the static spear with 1 going towards the shield, and then the bottom path would be dedicated to the tertiary, which is awesome. It's not often that they, dedicate that way, but some characters get it. And then again, 2 for the tertiary, 1 remaining going for the secondary shield attack. I think that would have been a better breakdown. This is kind of like either path. It's 2 for the tertiary and then critical hit, or 2 for the tertiary and health. So that said, we're going to take this. I think I will like it better regardless. So, and that's a lie, we have Skylander Tutor. It's available at level 74 if you're scoring at home. So here we go. Bright Idea again. 10 Wing Sapphires, 20% max discount. 1364 Bright Idea. Hold Y to throw your static spear and create a more powerful electric beam. That, of course, would do more damage to enemies got into it. Now, this makes sense to me. This is like, okay, yes, this is truly an upgrade for our tertiary attack. So, back to my spreadsheet here. Traveling Light, since we got it as our very first, base upgrade, the beam impact, of your static spear getting thrown into the ground, 2436, and then the beam is 10 to 15. So even if this is a subtle increase, like a 15, 20, a 12, 18 something, it's gonna, be beneficial in the long run. So let's come in. We will throw it first. Oh man. Oh, it looks different too. Okay, this is harder than I thought. Okay, and it prophecy fulfilled. It's 12 to 18. So, and it does ramp up to the 18. Like, it does that weird stuff. I don't really understand it, and it's not explained anywhere. But now 18 is the standard number, with no critical hits. Beside it, I think we had 1 critical 18, and then 18 became the new standard with 27s, right? We're seeing a few 27 critical hits now. That's our 3rd one that just flew by 4th. For some reason, as you go, like, that just happens, and I don't really know why, because it's, again, not explained. But, so the light beam is now doing 12 to 18, and 18 to 27. So again, you can basically, in the short circles, you can essentially hold that perpetually. So, I guess there's no reason to really show that with the Greeble, is there? I don't think so. So, up next we have Everything is Relative for 1760. Hold Y to throw your static spear and create an electric beam that now also slows enemies. You know what? Before we do that, I need to make sure... Okay, so it's still 24. Alright, yeah, that's fine. And already doing 18 there. So that's something to do with that aura. And it seems to come kind of just upon successive hits, but... Alright, so enemies will now be slowed, basically, and if there's an increase in damage, we will log it, and it'll just be gravy. Placed on the top, it makes it even better. So, you know what would be really cool is if you could position these crates. I don't know why I've never thought of this until now. Okay, come on. Yes, yes. We might be able to pull this off. No! I was thinking if I could like get the crates positioned perfectly and I could just kind of stair step up there, that would save us a little time. Not a lot, but I mean it would be cool. Anyway, so here's what we're gonna do. I have trouble with that handle sometimes. There we go. We're doing 14. Let's release. Why 14 now? So it did increase the damage, huh? And so he doesn't really seem to be getting slowed down. I guess right afterwards, it's a very, very brief effect. Let's try this again. We're going to have this planted. So right here, while he's got that bubble on him, he will be slowed if it pursues us. It's really hard to tell. See there? He's slowed. Now he's gonna take like the super duper damage. Man, this is crazy. Okay, so let's come down here and make sure we're doing 2436 first thing. Yes, excellent. And then the light beam, it's very hard to throw this. So 14, and then he is buffed right now to 2132, so light beam does get an increase. It's going to be 14 to 21 and 21 to 32 when they have that aura right there. Case in point, let me fire down. Boom, 21. So there's the 32s. Why that's never explained in the game, I don't know, but you know, it's good, so I guess it's just something we'll take note of. So light beam stock is 1421. With the aura, it's 2132, and then slows enemies briefly. And I mean very briefly. That's like a laughable afterthought, so, you know. So the previous path, Light Fighter, that one, whenever we came in, we kind of got the enemies coming towards us. You know, they sort of got drawn to us. That might have actually been more practical, but if the slowness lasted like 5 seconds, I would be all for it. But this, it's almost like too quick of an effect to really even log anything. But right here, this is the big deal. So stay in the fight longer with more health, ample room for error. Let's back out. We're sitting at 628. Okay. So, let's grab this 2400. We have just enough cash to pull this off. Alright. 728 plus 100 health. That is way better than plus 10 critical hit, because plus 10 critical hit means nothing to me. Again, oh dang it, I have to do parentheses here. Plus 100 health. Alright, so now if it was plus 10 speed or plus 10 armor, I would prefer that over plus 100 health. Really, I guess that's kind of a draw. I would still prefer it over that personally, but 100 health is nothing to sneeze at. I'd say like 50 and under, it's no contest, but at 100, 100 versus 10, that's kind of the ratio that, you know. But for me personally, I would still rather have speed or armor over 100 health. If it was 250 health or double health, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But that thing still has the aura, man. This is nuts. I can't explain this at all. Oh, no. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. This is why we do the videos and try to make sense of it. That said, if we come in here, I guess we'll just go through Persephone.
Are you ready for
right there, you got
magical
refused.
upgrade?
It is a soul gem. We've already purchased it because we don't have to reset the character because we have Skylander Tutor, which is awesome. Restore some health when you block and have low health. I said last time, my fear was simply that we were going to have to sit there and have like critically low health. It wasn't going to be a deal where we could drop down from 728 to 700 and pick back up our health. You know, it was going to have to be flashing red, OMG, you're about to die, do something, pull the Skylander, crisis mode, initiate. And that's exactly what it turned out to be. So for high volt, at that point in time, it was under 200. That's when you start to flash red. I guess it might vary or it might be a standard. I've never really paid attention to that. I just know, like, when it flashes, whether I can recover or it's time to pull. This game, I don't think there's any challenges like, you know, don't lose a Skylander type of a thing. So I guess it's not that big of a deal anymore. But if you do get into that situation, what he does, if you block, which would be a good reaction if maybe you can't reach the portal or you're out of Skylanders or something, block, and when you take damage or would have taken damage, you get plus 10. That's your consistent deal. This is nothing at all like life element, camo, stump smash, stealth elf. Is nothing like that. Rapid regeneration, no. Just running around, you literally have to block, you have to be critically low health, and then you get plus 10. That was the constant. I never saw anything less, I never saw anything more. But the good news is, if you're able to weed out the tough enemies, or it's kind of a slower, you know, predictable enemy with a quick kind of melee swing or something, obviously projectile enemies would be different, nightmare mode, things like that factor in. But if you can get it down to where it's like a Greeble, or kind of like just a standard melee type troll or something, you could very easily grind it out and restore your health back to manageable levels or something, and then probably kill the enemy and find out that you would have gotten a slice of pizza and gained like 500 health, so you just wasted 5 minutes of your life. But hey, that's why you play the game, isn't it? So overall though, I have to say the top path, Light Fighter, Bring Into Light makes sense if Stun Shocked would have kind of been an upgrade to the primary spear damage. And it wasn't. They threw in the one like, ooh, critical, and with blackout, and I guess there, but that's not for me. I feel like it's a waste of 3. Like, you could combine all that into one, and the other 2 upgrades would have to be pretty stellar for me to even like it. Now, with Light and Shining Armor, not only is it a better name in my opinion, but whenever we do this static spear and get our you know, traveling light beam going, very nice having a damage increase even though it's small. The slowing of the enemy is not that big of a deal, but the plus 100 health, in my opinion, far better off than we would be with the plus 10 critical hit there with blackout. So Stun Shocked, I guess the stun was slightly better than the slowing effect, only because the slowing effect is so slow. But overall, for me, Light and Shining Armor is just kind of the better path. But I feel like a lot was left on the table with High Volt. I don't feel like they have allowed these two paths to kind of like capitalize on how great he could have been. Again, I've kind of outlined how I probably would have done it. I do agree that his tertiary attack, Traveling Light, is so good it was deserving of an upgrade path. And so that would mean the other path should either be dedicated primary or dedicated secondary. My thoughts are make it dedicated primary and then throw in one upgrade to the secondary on each one. However, you could do it kind of 2 upgrades for the secondary, 2 upgrades for the tertiary on the bottom path, and then sort of have one, you know, static spear type of a thing. But anyway, it is what it is. And again, he was pretty solid with just his, you know, base upgrades in my opinion. So it's one of my favorite things. Again, Voodooed, which you now have access to via the elites. So powerful.
Show me what you got, Skylander.
I mean, just basically, this is the closest thing we have to his tripwires, and I think it's pretty awesome. I don't really like the color change here. I kind of preferred it stock. I would have preferred like a blue and a silver, as opposed to like the pink and yellow neon tetra colors. But it's still pretty awesome, and the greatest thing is you can just do this forever. As long as you don't go out of range or hit some weird terrain. If you're on a level playing field, literally, or something, you know, flat like this at the training grounds, just whatever, until you get tired of doing this, you're free to go. Now, the weird thing to me is our primary attack, which is pretty cool, never really got, you know, the great upgrade I was looking for. The shield, not too shabby, but I like it. It's got the chop kind of tech vibe to it. But for me, what stands out is, of course, the tertiary attack. I'm a big fan of it. And even though I think both paths kind of leave a little to be desired, I do think light and shining armor is the better path for me. In fact, I would probably suggest that be the path newcomers and rookies take as well. Light fighter, I would reserve if you're just testing it out or you've got 2 high volts type of a situation. So nonetheless, that is that. It's almost 3 in the morning. I'll go ahead and wrap things up here. I was thinking about doing Lava Lance Eruptor, but I think I'll hold off. I'm getting pretty tired and I kind of wanted to play Animal Crossing. So I'll get these videos editing. I've got a huge MindLogix video. I copied it over to an external hard drive. I'm going to upload it from the old computer here. So that said, I hope you enjoyed this. If so, leave a like. Your support is much appreciated. Let me know your thoughts. Which path do you think is the best one for high volt and why? Which one did you take? If you don't have them yet, do either of these paths make you want to get them? Which path do you think you will take and which one will you prefer? Whatever you want to talk about, feel free to leave it down below. If you're super geeked out and into Skylanders, check out the Skylander Club forum at skylanderclub.com. Sign up. We'd love to have you join us. My personal site, oneofweezem.com. You can follow me on Twitch, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Despite the paths not being ideal in my opinion, or paying as much homage as they could to the greatness that is High Volt, I'm still a very big fan of him, and I think he is legit based only upon his base upgrades. So that said, I will enjoy him, and I will get him up to level 20 here shortly. He'll be maxed out, and hopefully he's someone that out of all the Superchargers, the new ones anyway, I would definitely like to see him come back. So we'll see if that pans out in the future. But as always, thanks for watching. For myself and High Volt, we will catch you back here for more Skylanders Research.